The Rockpile Report, the pettiest, hardest drinking Bills podcast. After dark, we did a Mudlot episode. We kind of recapped the Colts game for what it's worth, or what we saw and didn't like. Pittsburgh's on Saturday. That'll be fun, but there's other things that we need to get here since we finally got your best friend on the show, and it only took 8 years.
He said it like that, too. He's like, he stuck the B. I knew you were coming for my spot from the day I met you, son.
Chris?
I don't want that top spot.
No, you don't want to have to fucking take care of this guy.
I'm that guy that nobody wants to claim.
Chris will just get a gif of you fucking dying in an alley. With me dead next to you. And he'll be like, dummies.
Like, well,
that'll be how everyone knows that the podcast is over, is when I take a video of your dead body and turn it into a GIF and tweet it out.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
No, because we talked about this idea that, like, when I go, it's not going to go well.
No, that's why you falling off the Vinny's roof was easy money for you. No
Serve
way.
Pro is going to be involved. Like, it's going to be like... All I know is there's going to be some guy with a mop looking around going, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. In some random-ass baller hotel room. They're going to be like, none of this makes sense. Is he poor?
Like,
is he rich? He's drinking Montucky cold snacks. What the fuck is that?
Even though they're delicious. The turbine was up there. How? How did this happen?
Yeah. Somebody threw him into that. They had to. It's Puerto Rican. He didn't have long hair.
It's just one of those things, Chris. Friendship. Like, so we talk about a lot of things involving friendship, and I was thinking about it today. There are a lot of types of friends, and this goes back weeks. Something I've been thinking about in terms of you, in terms of Potter being here tonight. We all have a lot of things going on. Here's the question I have. Good friend, bad friend, and then there's like the in-between. What are the qualities of, like, who is the worst friend? Like, when you think about a quality of something a friend does.
A work friend.
That's the worst.
Work friends.
No, but hang on. Something a friend might do that is still the worst thing. Like, I'll give you
their keys, have them give those keys back to you, and then you stick them in a dickhead pocket in your Carhartt.
All right, so no.
And then you
right.
motherfuck everyone. Everybody who was even around said friend.
Guys.
And then you find said keys 3 minutes later.
Talking to
some other dickhead.
So the overreactionary friend is a bad friend, right?
So overreactionary Drew.
Overreactionary friend is a bad friend.
It's not a new thing.
Guys, to tell you the story real quick version.
It's a hilarious story.
I thought Dan and Potter locked my keys in my truck. We were at a tailgate, we're unpacking. And
it was me. It was me.
And I'm cussing them out. I am verbally undressing these guys.
This is like for 11 in the morning.
No, it's well before 11 in the morning.
Okay.
The sun is just rising. It's like 8:30.
I was giving you leeway.
No, it's...
I guess I was giving us all leeway. We were all destroyed.
We're already in
by like 8:30.
And I'm yelling at you guys about how you guys lost my keys.
Irresponsible motherfucker.
And so then I stumble away and I go to see our old friends.
Our old buddies, yeah.
The old guys in the tail. The
tiny
OGs
one.
from the mud lot.
The tiny one.
And I'm talking to him and we're having this conversation because he goes, what are you yelling about? And so I tell him.
These motherfuckers lost my keys.
They lost my fucking keys. And as we're standing there, like I said something, and as I went to do this,
hat down.
No, but I did this like a what am I supposed to fucking do?
Oh no!
And as I hit my chest, I go, wait a minute, there's something in my pocket. Ooh, and I unzipped it, and sure enough, my keys were in there. And so I pulled them out, and he looked at me, and he just goes, "Son, are those the keys?" And I go, "Oh, you know they are."
Some crow now.
And he looks at me, and he goes. His smile was so big. He goes, I love what's about to happen.
Because he's 55.
He goes,
because he's 55 and you're like 27.
You're going to have to go eat 5 pounds of crow to your buddies. Yeah.
And drive him home.
So obviously overreactionary friend is bad. Chris, I thought about this because I forgot your birthday. And I was like, that's a bad friend move.
2 years in a row, right?
It's not. I would prefer that no one outside of my family and significant other knew my birthday.
I
Like
don't know your birthday.
nobody at work has said anything to me like about my birthday, or like you may have like a handful of people that are like, oh, we know when everybody's birthday is, we'll bring in a fucking balloon, or I'll if somebody came into work with a balloon for me because they found out it was my birthday, and just the sadness they get to see when they hand it to me and I pop it and throw it in the garbage, like, no, you not missing my birthday, it means nothing to me.
Except for a bottle of whiskey because you feel bad.
Yeah, well,
So it seems to work out for you.
okay, I thought I was gonna get it 1 week. I got it a week later. Whoop-de fucking do.
Yeah, who cares?
So so friend who forgets your birthday is bad. Overreactionary friend is bad. How about friend who doesn't return text messages?
Yeah, you.
That's you.
You're literally describing you in everything you just said. But you lean into it so hard that it pisses everyone off. Even Lacel was like, oh yeah, Drew, he throws a comment in our text message thread with your group chat with whoever the fuck's in it. I don't even know. At least like 6, 7, 8 people, it seems like.
Yeah.
And they'll all bicker and argue over what Drew said. But Drew has no comment. I think he said that it's on the podcast, so I'm not going to keep going on it. But like, I'm just like, oh, like I'm listening to the podcast. I'm like, oh, he is the same to everyone.
He is the same person to everyone. This is just how Drew is.
But should it be more... Should I get more mad? Because, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I need a fucking response.
Well, then tell me.
I don't need one, but, like, fuck.
But then, I don't know. Text me and tell me it's important.
I'll just, like, hashtag anything. Or, like, throw, like, a fucking, like... asterisk in front of it.
So what else are some of the what are some of the things? Because Chris,
you know what you do?
You have
Potter,
friends.
you know what you
Just
do now?
describe
Who are
you.
the worst friends?
Potter, you know what you do?
Yes.
Next time you want a response from Drew in a text, this is what you do. You text Drew, you go, Alexis is dead. And then
text
he'll go,
Alexis.
what? And then
Now that I
you'll
got
just
your
go,
attention.
just kidding.
He is Michael
yeah.
Scott.
Now that I
need
have
that.
your
Michael Scotting this
attention.
thing.
My
That's what he's
dog.
doing.
All right, so I got Benny, I got Izzy, I got Lex, I got a
He's
handful.
got bullets in the chamber.
I got a handful of family left, but they're fucking dwindling quickly.
Here's what I love, is that so far throughout this exercise, all we've done is talk about things that I've done.
Yeah, we're shitting
How about
on
this?
you.
How about this? Again, who is the worst friend? The friend who disparages your significant other.
I mean,
yeah.
well,
Because
no.
then we're not friends. Because I have to choose now.
Yeah, right?
Like the moment that I was like, my ex hates Drew and Drew hates her. And I was like, well, I pick Drew.
Why does this always come back to me? I thought I picked a safe one.
You didn't though. But I was like, this is just my experience. And like, it wasn't you. Listen, she sucked.
Well, she was bad.
All right.
Which is why I fucked with her all the time, which is why she hated me.
When my wife listens to this, because she will and probably watches it on YouTube, I'm sorry. And keep my 3 beers out of this if you can.
There's no liquor in the shot.
I love how you blew yourself in.
What do you mean?
I can see the shot. You can't.
No, I can't see shit.
You were safe.
I'm just watching Chris looking at the fucking 8 minutes and 56 seconds over here as we keep going.
So this is what I love. Lex is going to find out that...
See, I've been through this before with previous relationships. I would much, whether it's in a serious or in a comedic tone, if you were like, oh, hey, like, person you're seeing fucking sucks, I would take that into consideration, because there have been times before where I have dated somebody and I had friends. I lost friends because of that relationship, and I didn't know.
That didn't happen, did it, Bunny?
Yeah, in my early,
Bunny!
in my,
He called you
God.
Bunny! Yes!
God damn,
That's a call, man.
Never forget.
yeah, Jesus Christ,
Guys, Chris had an ex-girlfriend who
Does
used
Jess
to
listen
call...
to these at all?
she's gonna listen.
Chris
to this.
had an ex-girlfriend who used to call him Bunny in front of all of us.
I only met her once.
Who's the worst? the person who calls their significant other a pet name in front of their friends.
I mean, listen.
Do you know I wanted to hit her for you, but I'm like, well, she's a woman.
Do you know what I called her? Do you know what her version of Bunny was?
I don't want to get you a strike, so I don't know.
It was bro.
Bro. I called her bro.
Yeah, because she would. I can't remember who started it.
You
But
don't have to reminisce.
yeah, but she was. That was.
I just loved that she had the balls to call you Bunny in front of your friends.
Oh, she
I
did
go,
it on
"That's a bad
purpose.
friend."
She did it
I
on
go,
purpose. She's a bad girlfriend.
So can we label that under who's the like worst friend qualities?
You wanted to
calls
see
you a pet name in front of your other friends
to get your other
That's
friend's
bad.
reaction. It wasn't your reaction she wanted. It was everybody else's.
I would much rather have a friend
Hilarious.
tell me
Hilarious.
straight out, your significant other, I don't like her.
Oh, no, that was
would-
Drew. Drew was
yeah.
like, this
Yeah,
bitch
no,
I
I
didn't-
thought
sucks.
you sucked, and
I
I told
didn't-
Chris I didn't like fucking
Until
what's
after
his
the
face.
fact.
Bunny,
Well,
whatever her name was.
I will say the one thing that I'll always regret about you, Chris, is I didn't tell you that your ex-wife cheated on one of the guys I knew from high school.
Yeah.
She cheated on him too. So I was like, oh, she's a cheater.
Oh, I got a friend like that.
I just
I got
didn't
another
think to
friend like
tell
that,
you.
yeah.
Wait, does that make me again one of the worst friends?
No,
Where I didn't warn you that the chick you were marrying was a cheater. I mean, I didn't know you that well.
So many questions now.
No.
I can't do this on the pod though.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
What
so.
are some
It's
other?
Chris newsflash.
What are some other things? That, Chris is like, I'm finding
No,
out.
so
things
like
I
you're
know.
asking about bad friends. I was thinking about this on the way here. Like,
What makes
no,
a bad friend?
No, bad friends
When
are.
you think about, because here's the thing: there's people you know who you're. Just
I want to
like,
talk
"Well, that
about
guy's
work
not
friends though. Like you know that, like you of all people, there's people that
Oh
you
no,
talk
I'm
to.
not work friends.
No,
I don't
there's
have work
people that you talk to at work where you just humor them because they talk to you. But
That's true.
they're
it's
like
not
in
this.
their mind they
They're-
think that you're a friend, whereas like me, like you're my friend.
There are
me and you
people-
are friends.
I
Me
will
and
say
you and
this.
Dan are friends.
There are people over the last decade and a half of my life that I've met at work who I go, that guy's cool. I'll talk to him. There have been guys
But
who
when
I
you
go,
leave, you don't.
yeah, but no, that I've left.
Or you humor them because they're nice
But
at work.
even post work, I've been like, man, I miss that guy.
Yeah, I got a couple of those.
Got a couple of those.
Yeah.
You got a handful. Not
I'll
many.
shout out Brian Nudd. He ain't
Not
gonna
many.
listen to this.
Craig, Alejandro, you boys are out there.
Alejandro?
Them boys are wild.
Like that big dick blow up doll that my girl likes to
no,
fucking
that's all your shit.
walk around. No,
Yeah,
it ain't my shit.
Chris, you want to talk about who's the
It
worst
ain't my
friend?
shit.
How about the friend that allows someone
wife?
to walk around with a blow up doll with your face on it? Your
wife.
All of those women hate you.
Your wife did that.
I know. So is Larissa your friend?
I thought so.
I thought so. Right
She put a towel over my schlong while she was trying to drink coffee in the morning. She said,
Again, we're
James,
talking
it's too
about
early
the-
for this shit.
Guys, so here's what happened. James's wife decided it would be funny to put
I don't know if it was her or Joelle, though.
print out pictures of his face and put them all over blow up dolls all over the
Just
like,
a
for
blow
bachelorette
up
party.
One.
Your face was everywhere. It was on the toilet.
Oh, no, it was everywhere. But to sum up the story, it was on the one blow up.
They made a joke out of my friend. And Larissa was the one person there who was like,
She was the one person that I was like, Larissa has to see this every day.
and she was like,
known her
hey,
for
let's
10
not do
years.
this. There's all kinds of bad friend traits.
It's
now, Chris,
weird.
what are some other things? Bad friends. What are the worst traits that a friend could have? Like, you don't think me forgetting your birthday is bad.
No, I mean it's
Like, what would I
very
have to do?
It's very hard for me to.
What makes a bad friend? Because realistically, bad friends are people that you know you like, but that you hate that you like.
It's like a relationship. You
Well,
just need to
for
meet
me, like
50-50.
if you want to be my friend, you have to be able to get shit on to the nth degree and be able to take it, because you can give it right back to me, and I will take it. You've done that. You and James have done it a billion
I was
times.
literally about to be like, I just try to fight you. Are we friends? I feel like I jumped the gauntlet of Chris's friendship and just went straight to violence.
Well, but that was the funny thing, is that's how it's forged. He called you. I'll never forget it. You walked into my basement.
As a friend, I didn't invite you to my wedding.
We
And it's kind of a thing because I was like, I don't want
have gone.
I don't
anyway.
want $100 in nickels.
Oh, it would have been way worse.
Keep them. Yeah, fucking keep them.
So what happens is I walk Potter into my basement. I'm walking down the stairs talking to him. We come around the corner. Chris is sitting on a chair, and he just looks at Potter and goes, "Hey, what's up, fat ass?" And he looks at me, and I look at him, and I just shrug and go, "I don't know. That's for you to
You
deal
knew
with."
the look. You were like, this dude's about to fuck.
That's for you to deal with. I have
Alright.
nothing to do with that.
I was
you can-
looking at you
if
for
you can
like, are
break
you going to be
this-
his mom right now? Like, can you
if
protect
you can
him?
break this down, what year was that? 16?
They had to be like
fuck.
2016,
2016?
2017.
So Potter, I might have known you
Oh, like a year.
a year, maybe two.
It wasn't long. No, it wasn't long.
And
He just threw
outside,
it out there.
I
Potter.
don't want to throw a jab at Chris on the podcast.
No, you absolutely should and can.
So-
but I haven't. But up until that point, I only know you from being around football. So I never see you in the spring, the
No,
summer.
it's football
It's
season.
only football
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
So I'd only probably been around you a handful of times.
But if you,
for
like,
me
drew-
to call you a fat ass,
Yeah, no, and I didn't take it like personally. Listen, is that what that shit is? Like, I know what I got going on. But at the end of the day, I was like, who the fuck are you to think that you can say this shit with zero repercussions? And Drew gave me like well, what are you going to do about it look? And I was like, well, let me size him up real quick. I'm pretty sure I'm bigger than him and he don't want it.
And this is what
I
I-
ain't no fucking world beater, but
But then he said it again, and I was like,
he
"Well,
did.
there it is."
And that's when I was like, all
It was
right.
the second time where I was like, "He's actually asking for it," and I'm just going to step aside. And
I
let
don't
this
know
happen.
how it worked out so perfectly that you had to go get pizza that day.
I come back and you're literally
You literally
just
told
wrestling
Larissa,
in
you're
the
like,
end
if you hear noises, it's just Potter beating the shit out of Chris in the
I
basement.
watched you take him to the ground, and I left, and I was just like, "Well, I'm going to get the pizza."
Herb Dean just opened the ring and walked out. Like, he's like, I'm fucking
Now here's
done.
what I know from that.
I love Chris.
Well, that's it.
I also did invite you to my wedding because I know you didn't want to go.
I would not have gone.
No, you would have gone. You would have given me fucking
No, I would not.
$38 in nickels.
No,
I mean,
'cause-
technically, I could have gone here. I could have gone because your wedding was on a Friday. I'm off on Fridays.
Yeah.
However, when you stack that up with the Cover One meetup at Fally Allen, that's the thing to go to, not your.
I mean,
fucking
shit,
wedding.
Iman didn't come to the wedding with Bridget because you guys had your barbecue cookout the next day.
And this is the crazy.
Wish I could have came to that too, by the way.
Here's the crazy thing to me, right? Like, so
Should have
Chris-
invited Jess.
Chris in this thing,
place of Chris.
like, he's like, "Oh no, I had stuff to do," and blah 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 blah. Chris, you want to talk about like friends? Like, Chris is the guy who will tell you he doesn't care about anything.
He cares.
And this is where being bad friends, like, I use him as my arbiter of like,
Jess
you
is
need
too
to
good of
tell
a
me,
girl
you need to tell
not
me what
be
is and what
with Chris.
isn't
He
good
cares.
friends. Because I feel like Chris has seen every iteration of me that's existed.
I've never been around Fat Drew.
That was a wonder.
The only thing I haven't done is fight you. That's it. You've
No.
been around Hammered Me. You've been around Sad Me. You've been around Mopey. You've watched me like all of the bad friend qualities that you could have. I have to you, and yet we're
But
still
you're
friends.
you're the only one that like
But good friends
If you
endure
could-
that shit.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I mean, you can go fourth wall on this podcast.
Earlier, you
because-
were like, I only.
No, because there are times like when we're getting ready to sit down, press record some shit. There is like I will yell at you like
Oh,
wanna
because
hear it.
I want to get going recording, especially like when I had
It happened today.
when I had my job now, and we still did. I worked overnight on Tuesdays, and we were doing 3 shows on a Tuesday night and trying to get one out during the season, and it was just a shit show. But I know I can. You're probably the only person that I can do. Like I'll go like hard at you. So like let's fucking go. Because I think a couple weeks ago you were upstairs talking to Jessica, and I yelled up to you like, "What the fuck is this happy hour? Get the fuck down here. We got to press record."
Kind of did that
And there's
today.
I remember there's a. It might have been last season when you moved into your current house. So we went to the old house, where you were still technically living in. Packed everything up, went to the game, coming back to the new house to drop everything off. And I remember I got so mad because you took a left out onto Orchard Park Road, and then you went back towards the stadium to get to Union to get to your old house. And I remember I just went, the fuck are we doing here? Why are you taking a left? You take a right, go to east-west, you get a traffic light, down to Union, a left traffic light. Safest thing to do.
Chris,
I'm getting mad now.
listen, I'm dating myself in the friendship era here, but he got pulled over. Is it even pulled over? Like, you just got lights flashed on you at a stop sign. And the cop was like, hey.
Was this going to back roads?
This was when I was moving him into his new apartment, the one that had like the heating mechanism in the middle of the whole fucking place. Like, there was like a wall with... There was I don't even know how to describe it. There was the wall between the kitchen and the living room, but the side of the living room and the side of the kitchen where like you would want to be heated didn't have paneling. So the heat would just radiate out better, which like it's a G move if you're a slumlord. But like that was how like where your heater was. And the police station was across the street from a stop sign. That was like a quarter mile from your fucking house. But we drove back and forth from your one apartment to your new apartment like 12 times. So after like the fourth time, you're like, fuck this stop sign. Nobody's driving this road. And some cop at the cop station was like, fuck this guy. He keeps blowing this stop sign. And he pulled you over and was like, hey, dickhead. Basically was like, what are we doing? I've seen you do this 3 times. And Drew's like, I'm moving in. I'm sorry. Every other person's excuse. Like, I'm sorry. Nobody's coming. I'm just trying to get this shit done. And the guy's like, all right, man, just stop doing it. Never even got a ticket.
Nope. Also continue to run that stop sign.
Also set the precedent to let's go to Doc Sullivan's and fucking drive home every night. Because no one around my house gives a shit.
Guys.
I will say, though, the best tailgates to get ready for was when you lived with Brittany in that apartment when you had a garage like...
Oh, yeah. When
40 yards away from...
Yeah. A real garage.
It was like... Yeah, but it was like 40 yards away from the complex where all of the apartments were.
Worst friend...
So when it would snow... Oh, sorry.
Well, no. Worst friend qualities.
Worst friends.
Worst friend qualities. Chris?
What are they? Comment down below. Tell us.
I feel like I have all the things we've talked about tonight, all the ideas that I've had, because it just spawned in my mind tonight. I hate that as we've been talking about this... They're all mine.
Yeah.
It turns out I'm a terrible friend.
What was I going to...
You got some good qualities because we keep you around.
I must.
Do you remember what I was going to do to you? Might have been 2 weeks ago. You left a hat in a box here. I almost threw that on your roof.
You should have.
He sent me a picture of them hanging off the mirror of my truck and goes, you're lucky I didn't throw this shit on your roof and make you go get it.
Fair. He made Dan go get all his shit.
And that's my point. Like, am I the worst friend? Am I the worst friend anybody's ever heard of?
You're the worst best friend I've ever had. Dead ass. Cheers to that.
To keep it in
seriously.
To keep it in hockey terms.
People that don't know you hate you.
Hockey terms.
They should.
My friends.
Hockey terms. I don't agree with the statement, but I'm going to use it anyway. You hate Brad Marchand unless he's on your team.
Oh, he's my Dennis Rodman.
Just like Drew.
It's literally how I refer to him.
Drew is like Brad Marchand. Like,
yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah,
but you are glad you're friends with him.
Yeah. I say that to everybody. So Drew has a little beef with some close friends of mine, which I think is hilarious.
The worst part is because I'm a terrible person, they're probably right. Like, they're probably justified.
But it's very much they can't accept the Dennis Rodman analogy.
Sure.
Just like he said with Marchand. Like, I'm like, Drew is my Dennis Rodman, and he's on my team. So if you don't like me or some things that are going on, Drew is the dude that's going to step up and tell you to get fucked. And you're going to hate him over everyone else. Also... You're the first one up if, I got some shit going on. If I got some bad shit going on in my life, I call you.
And that's what keeps
And I might
you a
have
friend.
to follow up with a text message of, 911, call me back, because you don't respond. But at the end of the day, like, you're not my first call in jail because you're not going to answer. Your wife would probably be. I feel like Larissa would answer. Yeah. She'd be like, oh, this is James's number? All right, I should probably answer that.
Guys.
So, yeah, when I need answers, I text his wife.
We all have friends, good friends, bad friends. But your best friends might have some of the worst qualities. What are the worst friend qualities? Put them in the comments. Tweet us at Rock Pile Report. I want to hear it. Best comment gets a bottle of Carolina Gold barbecue sauce from Q42. Guys, I love this shit. I'm happy we get to do it. Chris, I'm happy that you have put in the work to develop this platform that we can do this on.
Cool. And this has been After Dark.